Yo, 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 welcome back to episode 9. I might have lost track, a nigga not counting, of the Man Cave podcast, show, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm here with my co host, Tina Wolf, the intimacy coach. Tina, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Just came back from brunch with the girlies. That's why I got my
I
little
love it.
frills on.
I love it. How many of y'all was it?
There were three of us today.
Okay, okay. Out with the brunch. What do you know what? I'm gonna say this. You tell me if you well actually, what was the topic of discussion today? Or what were the topics at the brunch? I'm curious.
Oh, we discussed my note taking on our last segment that we did. The
Okay.
ladies had some. Ooh, you had them lit, baby. You had them lit. They like, we tuning in today. Ooh, we tuning in. Ooh, ooh. You had
They
one of them
were
wanting to fight you. They was like, how do you talk to you? And I said, girl, a lot of patience, Lord. I
you
said, we
know
listen to each other. That's why we
mhm.
can listen and learn from each other.
Are those women in relationships or are they single?
One is in a relationship and one is single.
Got it, got it. Here's my belief. This is just my belief, y'all can take it or leave it. A man who you are not in a relationship with, you would be best. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. If you are in a relationship with a man, you should not use. I don't like using the word should.
You
It would
know,
be best if you didn't listen to any other man, because and my belief is if he can get you to feel anything, including anger, that means he can smash. Period. All you need to be focused on is what your man think. Period. Not some random, sexy guy on the internet like myself. But I'm very interested in hearing their feedback. Um, and here's the other thing: I'm never going to say what I say is right and what y'all say is wrong. We just have two different perspectives,
correct,
right?
correct,
And
correct,
it's like if
correct.
you want a man to commit to you and provide for you and give you his last name, then his perspective matters, and you're gonna have to get on his ship and do what he
Absolutely.
wants. So, but if you're not trying to get on my ship, then it don't matter what I say. I'm just some random out here. But fuck it, hit us with it.
he said,
What
he
did
said some random.
what did I
Uh,
say that had him up in arms?
um, well, one lady, she said she had kind of came in on which I wanted to touch on that with you the last part, towards the last part of the video. um 45 minutes into the last segment, if some of y'all want to go back there, 45 minutes into the last segment, you were discussing about um basically pouring into your man and giving him head while pouring into him.
Mhm.
And if you're wanting to be provided for 100%, then, you know, because I was like, how long am I supposed to do this? And you're like, well, long you want to be taken care of, and I'm paraphrasing y'all, so don't get me on
Mhm.
the
That's
exact
exactly
police.
what I said. That's exactly what
Right.
I said.
So we were talking about that, and I went back and did my homework, okay? Because I go back and I watch our videos and then
Mhm.
I like to look at your expression and then hear both of what we're saying. So when I went back to the 45 seconds and you were saying that, I was like, absolutely, I do agree that you are to pour into your man. Sometimes that's with head, sometimes or sex, and sometimes without. Where I got lost in the sauce, and they were like, yeah, even my viewers are saying you're not getting it, Tina. I think what happened, I jumped ahead because I will say this, I do agree. You are supposed to pour into your man, and that is something that I do naturally. Let me get this AC blowing on me.
Mhm.
That is something that I do naturally. I do believe in affirmations. I do believe in gratitude. And, if you know me, even with you,
Mhm.
uh, I do show gratitude towards you,
Mhm.
right? You know, so, but the second part, that's when we get into minute 47 of the second
Mhm.
video. That's when I was like, well, wait a minute. No, I don't want to have to give you head in order to convince you to get things that I want from you.
Mhm.
And that's my mind completely left off of give your man affirmations and gratitude
Mhm.
into, I don't know how we got there. That
Mm,
was me.
mm.
I'm gonna take the fall for that.
Convince
Hey,
him using sex.
convincing you with sex.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a topic all by itself
Mm-hmm.
because I have had my man convince me of things using his manly wiles. I have
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
convinced a man of doing things. And I think my point was to myself, I will say, because I do agree with you on the first part,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to have to convince you to do something that is not in your flow, your natural flow or your nature.
I'm hearing you say you want him to do what he wants to do. Like if he's going to do something for you, it's because he genuinely wants to, not because you
Yes.
convinced him into doing it.
Yes. And I do understand in relationships and marriages at some point there is a thing called compromise, but my definition of compromise, because let's be clear, it's different for everybody. My
Mm-hmm.
definition of compromise, it is when two parties agree on something, right?
That's
So
called
both
agreement.
parties are happy. That's a compromise
No, that's just called
to
agreement.
me.
That's just called agreement.
And agreeing, but for
Mm-hmm.
me, when if you say, Tina, let's compromise, what I hear is let's find something that's going to make us both happy.
Okay.
That's what I hear. Let me
Okay.
put it in those lay terms,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hear. And I
Mm-hmm.
had to do that because my old definition of compromise meant somebody here is going to get what they want and the other person is not going to be happy. And the other person is going to have to sacrifice their happiness in order for the other person to get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
That
Let's
was my
let,
old definition.
let's look up the word. Let's look up the actual definition of compromise, just so we can an agreement or settlement of a dispute that is reached by each side making concessions. So basically, the real definition of compromise is neither one of us gets what we wanted fully.
That, I mean, your interpretation works great for you, but for me, it means exactly what I said. Both parties get
I'm talking
what
about the
they
actual
want.
definition.
So let me tell you something. I always get that pushback, and I'm okay with that. I created my own class. I created a whole class
Yes.
behind this called My Magic Words.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because think about it. What did you use to look that up? Was it Google?
Yes.
Or okay, so you have Google, you have Macmillan, you have Webster, you have Bing, and all of them have definitions,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them may be slightly different or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. This shows you that people have the capacity to, number one, think for themselves. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And number two, you do have the ability to create a definition that is relatable to you. So
Okay. So
I'm
like your personal
okay.
interpretation of the
Yes.
definition. Okay.
Yes. And the reason why I did that, I discovered this back in 2018 when I wasn't processing certain words that people were saying to me, and I was being triggered by words people were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Also on an intuitive and an empathic level, people were saying things to me, but the energy wasn't matching up
Mm-hmm.
with what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same difference. The easy example I like to use is when somebody goes, I'm good. And somebody like, I'm good.
Yeah, the energy
Okay.
is not saying the same thing as the word. The
Co-
connotation is different. Yep.
correct. Correct.
Got
Correct.
it.
So
Got it.
therefore, I do believe in people. If I, even with you, if you say something and I say, well, what's your definition?
Mm-hmm.
It's because what I'm picking up on is the definition I have for myself, and what
Mm-hmm.
you have is different. And this goes back to communication styles. I want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that I'm understanding you clearly, and I need clarification, which is also
Yeah.
a common problem with the ladies, and we did discuss that at
Mm-hmm.
brunch too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So at the 45-minute mark, I was saying, um, you want to pour into your man. Like you'll be wise if you want to keep that man. You want to pour into that man, and you were
Yes.
interpreted as, oh, well, give him sex to convince him to do something he don't want to do, right?
Right, I
Um.
agreed with what you said, but somewhere in
Mhm.
there my brain was like, okay, got it now. With that being said, I don't want to use it to try to convince you that would, it should have been two separate things, not one,
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
me.
Okay. So
That's why it was the back and forth.
what if what if it's just giving your man what he wants? Like, what if you're not convincing him? Like, you're just doing. You're okay. Well, because we're talking about two different things. We're talking about head, and then we're talking about pouring into him, right? Like
Right.
complimenting him, boosting his ego, things like that. Like the whole idea of I don't want to convince him, and I agree with that. I don't like the idea of convincing anybody to do anything. Period. Because like, imagine you convince somebody to do something they didn't really want to do. Their energy while they're doing it is going to be like, I don't really want to do this, and now they're ruining whatever the fuck the thing it is that they're doing.
Yes.
I like to go based off desire. Like if you are standing out, there's only three things men really want. They want a woman who is sexual with them, they want a woman who is useful, and they want a woman who is respectful 99.9% of the time, right? And so if you're meeting those three, extra would be like nurturing, but nurturing would fall under usefulness. Even if a man doesn't know that he needs or wants that. If a woman is doing those three things, that man, whether he knows it or not, is going to want to give that woman the world. So it's almost like, you know how I keep saying, I probably should change this. It doesn't matter what a woman wants. Or I'll say,
Yeah.
give him what he wants.
Oh, that made the ladies hot too. That part.
I know.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, if that man, let's say you're married to a man, you have kids with him. That man wants to take care of you and those kids. Otherwise, he wouldn't be there. Right. And so you help him get what he wants, and you automatically get what you want because he wants to take care of you. Does that make sense? It's like put what you want behind what he wants, and ultimately you will get what you want. For example, women think submission or being submissive is a dirty word, or be quiet. They think those are dirty words. Y'all, they talk too much. But it's interesting that when you do it, you end up getting more control because the man will then come to you and say, hey, what are your thoughts on this? And now all of a sudden you get influence without having to fight for influence. Does that make sense? It's like you get what you want. You just can't go about directly trying to like yank it and take it. It takes some tact. There you go.
Yes.
It takes some tact.
I'm 80-20 on that. I'm 80% shutting my mouth, 20%. God's still working on me, bro. He's
you know
still
what it
working
is?
on me.
No, your type, you remind me of my daughter. She's only one, right? And she's rebellious. Let me tell you, I was stressed this morning. I almost didn't even want to do this goddamn show.
Oh no.
We have this little exotic tiger thing 6 minutes away from us, right? So it's like you ever seen Tiger King?
Yes.
Okay, it's like that.
Yes.
It's like that, except it's ran by regular people, ain't nobody feeding the horses to tigers, and it's just it's cool, right? And so I had planned on taking the two little ones today, and we took them this morning. And every time I take them somewhere, I'm like, I don't want to take these little motherfuckers nowhere else. And so I get my daughter out the car, and like she immediately is fussy and throws herself on the ground, right? And I'm like, all right, get up. We're gonna go this way. She's like, no, and she's almost rebelling for the sake of rebelling, right? And so what do? You don't just shake her and grab her and slap. It takes too much.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going this way. Goodbye. And then all of a sudden, no.
Exactly.
Right? So like that right there, that shit is so fucking annoying. It's so annoying. And so I, as a man and as a father, I just have to understand that's just how she is. That's just part of their nature is to be chaotic a little bit. Their nature is to rebel a little bit. And so you just move accordingly. And you kind of like in that moment, I could have been like, okay, we're just gonna stand here. If I was really focused on giving her what she wants, we're just gonna stand here looking stupid, sweating. No, you stay here. The rest of the family is going this way, right? And then if she wants to follow, she will. And if she doesn't, she's just gonna stand there. So it's what I as the leader want, and part of what I as the leader want is to keep you safe, and it's for your black ass to hurry up and come this way. That's what I want. You want it too. You just don't want to be forced into it. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yes,
so
I do.
It's like I keep trying to the simplest, least amount of word way that I know how to say that is it don't matter what they want. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't know what they want.
I do love about that scenario, depending on how you want to say it, right? is that you allowed her a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And with women, sometimes when we are having that tantrum, is because we're wanting to be allowed a choice. Even if we're, it's similar to a game that my sons play, right?
Mm-hmm.
They laugh and giggle about it. But say for instance, my one of my sons is gonna go and he's gonna sit down, right? And
Mm-hmm.
right when he's bending down to sit down, my other son will come up and say, "That's right, you better sit down," and then he'll stand up. Now I'm sitting down because I want to sit down. He know you
Yeah.
gonna sit down because I said sit down, sit down. And
Mm-hmm.
they'll kind of go back and forth, and then they'll just bust out laughing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like having that no particular one person wants to have that dominance done over them. And if I'm already doing it, I don't want you to come back behind me and act like you getting the credit for doing what I was already doing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it seems very stupid sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but that is how it is sometimes. I want to follow you because I want to follow you. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
want to see what you're about. So I want to touch on this real quick, if I may, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought about this. I feel like communication or conversing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Conversing meaning exchange of information. Okay, I want to be clear when I say that.
Mm-hmm.
There are four different learning types. I used to think there was only three until I studied it and I found out there were four.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's familiar with audio, everybody's familiar with video, everybody's familiar with kinesthetic learning, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the fourth one is emotional learning. And what
Mm-hmm.
I discovered is that the two primaries for me that come before audio and visual are actually the kinesthetic. That
Mm-hmm.
means you do it and I do it.
Mm-hmm.
You do it, I do it. You do it, I do it. If you just tell me, I'm probably not gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's visual and I see it, I might get it a little bit, but I'm not gonna get it as good as if you do it and I do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And an easy
Mm-hmm.
example of that is when I was learning how to braid hair. One side of the head, the hairstylist was on, one of the mannequin, I was on the other side. She said, "Okay, put your finger here." I said, "Okay." And then she said, "Put your finger here." And she did it. And we did it together. And that's how I
Mm-hmm.
learned. I've been
Mm-hmm.
trying to learn for years and couldn't until she did that. So kinesthetic learning is important. Now, emotional learning, which is where people may not admit it, but this is where most of us are, okay? And if you want to throw in the caveat of women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Emotional learning comes from never having the experience. So if you're an emotional learner, if you've never ever had the experience in your life, you trying to get me to understand, it's not going to work until I have that experience.
Gotcha. So you're talking about the difference between like you telling me a story about something happening to you or someone, and it's like I can understand why you would feel that way, versus I also have felt that way and I understand what it feels like to have that happen.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So I think identifying what your partner, and I teach this when I do couples, identifying what your partner's learning style is going to be a
Mm-hmm.
very key component. I tell people, if we're having a disagreement, I tell people, "Okay, hold on. This is why we're in misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an emotional learner. I've never had this experience before." And
Mm-hmm.
I get one or two responses. You know what? Just forget it. I've had that a lot with men. I've
I feel
had that a
I feel
lot with men.
I feel that a lot. I get there a lot with women.
Yes. So if you're getting that response and you're
Mm-hmm.
just like, "Fuck it," I've told you over and over,
Mm-hmm.
your person or your woman is probably a kinesthetic or she is an emotional learner. Notice with me,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, "Can you give me a story time?" Or
Mm-hmm.
you've even learned very quickly, you like, "I got to give Tina a story time because if I don't give her a story time, she ain't going to get it." Because if
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had that emotional experience, I
Mm-hmm.
can't, there's something in my brain that says, "I don't understand," does not compute, does not
I
compute.
hear what you're saying. I think what it is I'm gonna keep it because what you're coming up with is labels, right? You're saying I'm a this kind of learner, I'm a that kind of learner, right? Those are labels. I'm a kinesthetic learner, I'm an audible learner, and those that's what I'm hearing. You're labeling a learning style, right? I think it's
I'm not
easier.
labeling it. This is what the scholars have done.
The scholars have put labels on it. Cool, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I try, and I'm not disagreeing with those. I try to keep labels off of things. Just let me give you an example why. I have this guy who I was talking to maybe 2 weeks ago, right? He signed up, he watched my webinar on how to, bring back desire and things like that. He was saying how his woman was dogging about, was super disrespectful, took his clothes out the drawer, threw him on the ground, and was like, I was letting you borrow this drawer. This is my drawer, right? Very emasculating behavior, right?
Man.
And I was like, well, how does all this make you feel? And he was like, man, it makes me angry, it makes me sad, it makes me this. He's like, and I just realized I got ADHD, right? So he was like, he was like, at 50 years old, I'm just not being diagnosed with this. I don't know how to feel. And I'm like, nigga, ADHD is not real. If anyone here is watching and you're upset about that, I don't care. Okay. It's not real. It is hard for someone, especially a man, because men or women are different this way. Girls are more capable of learning by sitting still and taking notes. It's closer to their nature. Little boys are all over the fucking place, right? And so it is easy to say, okay, well, he's having a hard time sitting still and focusing on some shit that he don't care about. That's not ADHD. That's a little boy being a little boy, right? But there are people who will take ADHD and wear it as a label, and they'll say, oh, well, that's why I ... Like they'll use it to excuse certain things. It's like, nigga, if I put a beautiful woman with big titties in front of you, you don't have ADHD, you can focus on her, and them titties like it was your last subject. You don't have ADHD. That is just something that people put on you to sell you drugs and make money. You are a child of God. There's nothing wrong with you. They're convincing you that something is wrong with you. You're not about to convince me. Period. Right? And so people take these medications because it allows them to suppress their emotions. Now you feel nothing. Now you want to kill yourself. No, nigga, learn how to handle the emotions. Learn when they come, feel them, and then move forward, right? So I say all that to say, I'm not saying any of the labels you're saying are wrong or inaccurate or whatever. Cool. I'm going to set those aside. I think it's easier to just say women lack sympathy for men. And the man's lived experience because they've never experienced it before. Like there was something you said, you were like, oh, a man needs to be able to tell me like what kind of head you like. Well, no, that's not, no, I'll take that back. You said, we were talking about like, there was something you said about sex and a man. And I was like, no, you said, it's easy. Did you say it's easy for men to get sex or something like that? Or I think you said you thought it was easy for men to get sex. Either way, would you agree that it's easier for a woman to come by sex than it is a man?
I disagree.
You disagree or you agree that women can get sex more easily than men can?
I disagree.
You think
I know more men that got plenty of pussy than I know women that's getting plenty of dick.
Got it. Okay, so that's from your female experience. I'm telling you, you ever heard somebody say, "Oh, a man will fuck a warm watermelon"?
Oh, yeah. No, but I believe it. Okay. I believe it though.
The standard is low.
Like what we used to say is, a man will put his dick in any hole. Basically, that's what we used to say.
Basically, yeah. And so, if a man wants sex, I think what it is, I think you're smart and you hang around a certain tier of man, a certain caliber of man, right? And that caliber of man has a lot of options, right? However, if you were to go hang with the average man, did you know that 30% of the men under the age of 30 are either virgins or involuntarily celibate?
Nah, I didn't know that.
They're not. Now you wouldn't know that because you're not hanging with these men. Like right. These guys, in my opinion, these are the school shooters. These are school shooters. If you chose any man choose between shooting up a school or getting some coochie, I don't know any man who would choose to go hurt children.
They just need some pussy.
Come on.
They just need some.
Come on, this is why I love prostitutes, baby. We need prostitutes. The world needs them.
Uh,
If he just had $40
I mean, I
so what I'm saying is, like, there are things that a woman cannot. I'll give you an example that will land. Men will say, or people will say, being a stay-at-home mother is not a real job. Like, it don't really take no work. Shit. Yes. They've never, these niggas have never done it.
I was gonna say they never did it.
Exactly. Yeah. These kids stress me out every Saturday morning, every Sunday morning. It's just a few hours. It's just a few hours.
Imagine all day.
All day. So the nigga who's never experienced it is gonna say, "Oh, that's not a hard whatever." Now, compared to, you know, making big decisions and bringing in millions of dollars and making sure everyone makes money so they can feed their family, they're both hard. They're just two different types of hard, right? And so someone is, you would say, or I would say, that the man who says being a stay-at-home mother is not hard lacks sympathy for the woman because he's never experienced it. So that's the same thing I'm saying here. Is
okay, I got you.
It takes a lot for men to get sex. It takes a whole lot. You wouldn't understand that. You wouldn't understand that if you've never lived in a man's shoes.
Oh, it's just so much. Okay.
Say something that's gonna help. Say something that's gonna help us go viral. Go ahead. And they be tearing you up in these. Have you been reading the comments on the videos?
Where what comment? I went on YouTube. I didn't see none.
Okay, I'm gonna send you one.
Okay. That's fine. I love challenge and adversity. I'm not afraid of. So I love that people are speaking at that, because at least you're watching. So
yes, amen.
All right. So two things. One, just real quick on the labels. I do agree with you that labels, I don't like the abuse of labels. I will agree with you with that. I will say, however, if you're the type of person that wants to empower yourself, learning what it is, you can't fight something unless you know what it is. You cannot conquer it unless you know what it is. Huh?
You're saying becoming aware.
Yeah. So if like with that man, if he says, okay, well, I've been diagnosed with ADHD. Okay, cool. Let's look at all these symptoms for ADHD. Let's look at the identifiers and let's see, can you recognize when you have done something? I think that's the important part. And I think that that's the key part right there. Like, so I'm not saying put a label on me saying I'm this type of way, but in order for somebody to identify and understand, yes, I'm not saying take a label so you can be a victim, because taking a label to be a victim and taking a label so people can understand who you are, to me, is two very, very different things, right? To me. Okay. I had a story time, but after you said something and it just jumped out. It'll come back to me. It has something to do with the story you just told, but it'll come back to me when it's right.
It's all good. Okay.
What's some of the comments? Let's go.
It don't matter. I'm gonna let you read them on your own.
Oh, okay. I'm not, okay.
They'll say things, and again, like I consider myself to be very understanding. Like, I love understanding because women are not crazy. They just think differently. And so the comments are calling you crazy, essentially. And it's just like, no, they don't understand.
I've been called that before. And that don't hurt my feelings. That's the worst you got. I've been called a witch. I've been called a voodoo doctor. I've been called evil. I've been called a bitch. I've been called a crazy motherfucker. I've been called all kinds. That, to me, the reason why I don't, it's like, you calling me crazy? Ooh, that let me know I'm hitting something. Yes. Ooh, I'm triggering you. So if I'm triggering you, then what I want you to do is to reflect on what is it that I'm saying. Because, and I have found this out about myself. Story time. I was in my 20s. I weighed 97 pounds. I sent you the picture. Didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
seen that little stick? The little
Mm-hmm.
stick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I used to hate on girls that had big titties and big booties, and I used to
Mm-hmm.
hate on them. She thinks she fine. Dudes be salivating over here, and I'm over here
Yeah.
looking like a piece of beef jerky Slim Jim. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
used to hate them girls. But
Mm-hmm.
as I got older, right? Um, and then I started gaining weight, and I started getting, like, now getting boobs, and a little
Mm-hmm.
bit at one point I was working out so tough I had a muscle booty that popped out. They was calling me bubble butt. But when I went to lay down, the problem with the bubble butt, it looked good, it looked juicy, it looked fit. When you hit it from the back, you got the tiny waists. But when you go to lay down as a woman, you got
Mm-hmm.
this arch in your back. And that
Mm-hmm.
caused a lot of fucking low back pain, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're wearing these bras with these big ass titties, man, that shit hurt. When you wear if you ever see a woman wearing a bikini top or a swimsuit that ties behind her
Mm-hmm.
neck and
Mm-hmm.
she got real big titties,
Mm-hmm.
if say, can I help you with something real quick? And she say, what? Just go behind her, grab that, and just hold it up off her neck for a minute. Take that pressure off, because baby, that pressure, it rubs, it burns. Like when you
Mm-hmm.
got little titties, you don't have any problems. I
Mm-hmm.
know, because I had them. So these are big titty, big booty problems, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I learned when I got older, and I started talking with some women that had bigger titties and big butt, especially being younger women, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're getting hit on non-stop, even if
Mm-hmm.
they butter face. And they
Mm-hmm.
hated it. And I'm over here
Mm-hmm.
looking like a Slim Jim, talking about, well, don't nobody want me,
Mm-hmm.
because I ain't got none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I hated them because I didn't have what they had.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what the other side of it was, though.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what came along with that until I got it. And then
Mm-hmm.
once I got it, I was like, this shit is fucking miserable, bro. I can't even lay on my fucking back no more, because I used to have a flat ass. Now I got
Mm-hmm.
an ass and my back hurt. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you see, you can't, that goes back to the emotional learning experience. Once I got that, all that dissipated, I started apologizing to sisters that I felt that way. And I did. And I
Mm-hmm.
started saying, I understand. I understand. If you're put in a position, like,
You would say that
you
you
will
lack
never
sympathy.
understand
You
that.
lack sympathy
I
for those women.
did. I did.
There you go. You know what? Full circle. Women lack sympathy for men and their problems because they've never experienced them. That's where I was
Right.
trying to land at. Yeah, there
Right.
you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Because unless y'all walk around with big melons up here and big melons on your ass, I don't think y'all
Mm-hmm.
will ever
Never.
relate.
Never.
I would love, me and the other women, if you ever seen these videos where they have put the electronics on the men and simulate the cramps, and they be breaking
Oh
down, and
yeah.
the woman be sitting there
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
what's the problem? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, I think I love seeing that type of stuff, because I feel like that should be given to men as some type of sympathy. If they had something that goes the opposite direction,
Mm-hmm.
for women, I'm not sure what that would be. But if they had something in the opposite direction, because as a woman, naturally, I felt like men had it easier. I
In
used
some
to.
regards.
I feel like men have it easier until um, I experimented as a young woman dating um, a lesbian woman, and discovered how hard it is to be a man, because I'm naturally dominant.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of requests.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of pampering.
They want the sun, the moon, and the motherfucking stars.
And I be like, but what about me, bro? You know,
Mhm.
you want
Shit,
me,
my feelings.
you
Do you
you
know?
want me to fuck you for how long? Bro, my thighs don't operate like that. I'm a woman.
you got to throw
Like,
out. You got to get rid of it at that point. You want too much. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with wanting that. You just want too much from me. I'm not the
it,
one to fulfill these requests.
and I am naturally a caretaker, to
Mm-hmm.
meaning I don't mind taking care of you and nurturing and pouring into you. I'm naturally that way. But if you're a woman, me the fucking you for it's not gonna happen. I'm probably worse than a man because I get so excited about women. We can just and then I'm done. You can keep doing what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing, but I'm just gonna lay here at this point because I'm good. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
hyperly excited because it's not something I do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But men do most of the work. That's why I love men so much.
Yes. Do you know the biggest part of my platform is just telling men that your feelings matter too, your desires
Yeah,
matter too.
and they
Your
do. I do that on my platform. I did it. I had a
Mhm.
whole period in, I think it was 2019, where I advocated for men. Um, hugely, I advocated for men, and my biggest fight with the men back then in 2019, and I got really upset about it, was because I got sick and tired of men telling me that I don't need them. I've gotten better with my response,
What do you
but
mean?
so as women, those of us that are keeping it real, okay,
Which is not a
we
lot. Which is not a lot. About 2%.
this is where you and I are gonna agree.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where you and I are gonna agree. I do need a man. Now,
Mhm.
what I need that man for is gonna vary according to where I am in my life.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, I got to a point where I don't, I can't remember if I shared this in the other video, but just to keep it brief, I was on a cruise and dancing with this guy. He saw my, matter of fact, this very stone saw this necklace, and he stopped dancing with me and he said, "Oh, you one of them girls, you them crystal girls." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, that means I have to step my game up. I got to come correct. I can't just come to you any kind of way." And left me standing in the middle of the dance floor without any explanation. Saw
Mhm.
him later. He was with another woman and they were headed out of the club. I guess maybe
Mhm.
to go fuck.
Mhm.
I probably could have fucked him, but
Mhm.
you because and this is something that we discussed at brunch. Y'all got to remember, I I know there's a lot of women's intuition, but men are fucking intuitive too. Okay. Men have instinct as well. They know who they can fuck with and who they cannot fuck with. They're going to try you, right? To see if they can get what they want. It's up to you to utilize your discernment or your intuition to do the same thing, same
Mhm.
concept.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to give the men credit that they have the ability to
Yes.
think for
Uh
themselves.
we got a question, a comment for
Yeah.
you. They said, why do some women toe tag says, why do some women risk their health getting BBLs? I don't have an answer for this. Well, actually, I have an answer for it, but it might be different from yours.
Um, I that's out of my scope of practice, but if my opinion of this would be they're doing something to make their self feel better about themselves. But the reason why I say that is because at one point in time, I had body issues. I wanted to have the bigger boobs. I almost got breast implants. I'm
Mhm.
so glad that I didn't, because in my 20s, I was an A. Now I'm like at a size H. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
So, but I felt like for me, I still get emotional, not as emotional. So I'm just going to be open and vulnerable and say this. I felt like, sometimes still do, I'll say about 10%. I don't feel or have not felt like a real woman because I don't look like the Coke bottle.
Mhm.
And I feel like that is most women until you come
Mm-hmm.
into accepting that. I'm gonna give shout out to men right now.
Cause a nigga gonna fuck regardless.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was about to say it. You beat
Cause he
me
gonna
to
fuck
it.
regardless.
He don't give a fuck. He do not give a fuck. If most men that like you, if they only like you superficially because you have the Coke bottle, which is most women's problem on the other side. If he's only liking you for the Coke bottle,
Mm-hmm.
um you better be coming with something in your mind to keep him, because otherwise he just gonna fuck you and discard you, which I have found most of the women that I know that do have the Coke bottle, that's their problem. They men, they get so excited at seeing them, they want to fuck them, but they don't think anything beyond that. But with me, the work is twice as hard because I don't have the Coke bottle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be able to either speak or offer you something different. But will you still fuck me? Yes, you will still fuck me. But are you
Mm-hmm.
still going to look at the Coke bottle to the left? Yes. Matter of fact, we probably both going to be looking. But
Yeah.
I'm looking for a completely different reason,
Mm-hmm.
than what he said. So to me, my guess would be to make herself feel good. A lot of people will say that women get those BBLs or they want their bodies to look a certain way for men and to get
No,
more
I think
attention from men, but I don't feel that way.
they most of them get it to compete with other women. They get it to compete with other women. If they Here's the thing, if they felt as though they could compete without that, then they wouldn't get it.
My biggest competition is me. I always feel like, and this is not putting myself down, but I always feel like there's somebody that's going to have a better body than me. There's
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's going to have a prettier face. They're going to have better hair. Maybe they got tinier feet. I don't know. But for me, I feel like as long as I'm focused on being the best version of myself, but this requires growth. So women that haven't grown into this and learned to love their bodies and learn to love themselves, they're not probably where I'm at. But it took a long time for me to get to this point just to love myself and
Mm-hmm.
honor and respect my body. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of a lot of women are not there. If they are doing it for all these other reasons, that's fine. But to me, the main reason they do it, and I stand by what I say, is because they want to feel good when they look in the mirror. They want that physical aesthetic to represent who they are.
Okay. I mean, I think that that's what they end up telling themselves. But it's like I think that there's results that they want that they're not getting.
Right. And because they're not getting it, it's making them feel a certain way about their self.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was working out, when I was working out and I had the shape and the bubble butt and
Mm-hmm.
titties didn't need a bra and all of that, baby, you couldn't tell me shit. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody was looking, and it's nice to have all the looks, but baby, when I get naked, I wasn't looking in the mirror like, bitch, you look good.
Mm-hmm.
I said, like, oh, look at that ass. Oh, look at that. Oh, like
Mm-hmm.
you get excited about yourself. And I think sometimes that's the part that men don't see. you
Mm-hmm.
know I do think men can relate because men go, and y'all get in the mirror sometimes too. Oh shit, let me do push-ups.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, man, look, shit, nigga, you look, nigga, look at the gun show. Y'all do that shit too.
You sound
But
just like a man. Yeah.
exactly, I've been
Yeah.
around enough men to see, and I peek through
Mm-hmm.
the bathroom door and I watch them. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Creep.
So I do. I am a creeper. I am a creeper. I am a creeper. But I feel like when men do that, there is a certain sexual aura and attraction that comes on. And it is no different when a woman is feeling good about herself. Y'all smell
Mm-hmm.
that shit too, just like we smell it on men. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it is relatable, because if you're not feeling, if you've ever had a time in your life where your body wasn't the way you wanted it, you probably
Mm-hmm.
had some down days too. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just to me how women
Yes.
feel,
Yes.
how I
Yes.
feel.
Yes. I agree. I say that if a woman does not like herself, like her
And thank
beauty,
you
if
for
she
the
does not see
question.
herself,
Yeah.
if she does not see
Mhm.
herself as beautiful, then her whole life is just harder. Like everything else, like she doesn't
Yes.
she how beautiful she feels about herself dictates a lot of her self-esteem. It dictates the decisions she makes, the people she hangs around, the people she chooses not to hang around. It's just the you gotta fuck with women who love themselves. Period. Is
But
my response.
do you know who women are taught to love from a very young age?
Oh Lord. Who?
Y'all.
I mean, maybe. I think
Ain't no
being taught.
maybe. Every little girl grows up initially. You want a husband, you want kids. Here are the domestic things you need to learn so
Mm-mm.
that you can have you a man.
No, no, I don't agree with that. Maybe in your generation
Oh,
today,
definitely my generation. Well, I'm 54, so
today,
definitely my generation.
today they're being raised like you don't need no man. You go don't ever depend on a
I
man.
agree with you. I agree with you on that. And you know what? I used to be her. And you
Mm-hmm.
know what? I got away from that because it's a lie. Sorry, ladies. It's a lie you tell yourself. And when women say that, I bust them. I
Mm-hmm.
bust them. I don't let them talk like that around me. You can't talk like that around me because you lying. Matter of fact, I just got on somebody the other day because women, when you are hurt, please stop doing this. That nigga had a little dick anyway. But you loved the little dick when you was with it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk about how little it is now because sis, in 2 weeks, you're gonna be right back with that same little dick nigga. Okay? Quit doing that. Quit saying the nigga ain't shit and he need to grow up, he need to be a man and da da da. And then you talk all this shit, you let your girls talk shit about him and do all this shit, and then you turn right back around and be right back with the nigga. So stop lying to yourself, start sticking up for yourself and saying this is the kind of woman that I am. The men that I was with in the past, I do not hate them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
do not hate them. I have gratitude and appreciation. Whether the experience was more pleasant than unpleasant or reverse doesn't matter. I chose that man. So I'm not finna sit here and talk shit about him. Now, I'm gonna tell facts. If you was an
Mm-hmm.
asshole, you was an asshole. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna make it, I'm not gonna take a victim point of it was all him. Notice I say I'm gonna take accountability for my part of
Mm-hmm.
what I did. And even when
Mm-hmm.
I speak to my exes and we talk about shit from the past that comes up, and they bring up a certain situation, I'll be like, oh yeah, that was all you, player, you know. But then I'll be like, oh well, you know, that part, I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you take all that responsibility. And women, most women that I have encountered, most of my therapy sessions with them is accepting accountability.
They
But
suck
that's a
at it.
whole nother
They suck at it. They probably the world's least accountable people. There's children than women.
when you embrace being seeing vulnerability as a superpower,
Mm-hmm.
and when you embrace that you make mistakes too,
Mm-hmm.
um and you become accountable and you become upon unapologetically authentic. And that's me. I'm gonna be authentic. If I like you, I like you. I don't want to play no fucking game with you. I'm gonna tell you that I like you. People are like, Tina, you're not doing it right. A man wants some mystery. He want to chase you. Well, you know, nigga, you want to be a hunter? Be a hunter. But I'm a hunter too. And I used to be like, I'm not hunting. But in the animal kingdom, some of these animals are women that are hunting. It's not
Pause.
the
Pause.
it's
Pause.
not the
So check it
man.
out. I'm so glad you got on that. I don't think men actually want to hunt. I think they've been convinced that they need to.
I agree. Because if I like you, what it's to the point with me in the dating scene, the more open I am, and the more nurturing I am, and the more loving I am, I'm like, oh my God, you're such an awesome human being. I mean, I here's some things you did that I like, and I
Mm-hmm.
put a little green check box and stuff. They be
It could
like
all
this
be so
can't be
simple.
real.
It
And
could
you
all be
making
so
this too
simple.
easy. You making this too easy. They're like, Tina, you making it too easy. I'm like, but I don't want to play games with you.
You know what it is? They are most, this is 90. This is why I'm so glad that I was taught by pimps. So glad. Most of these men are chasing after women who don't like them that much. Period. Because if you had 20 women who were beating your door down to get at you, you would choose one of those 20. You wouldn't be focused on the one who don't want you. That don't make sense. So to me, that's a form of self-hate. It has to be. Why would you ignore and reject those who want you just to chase somebody who don't want you? Because if she wanted
Because you
to be
don't
crossed,
feel
she
like
wouldn't
you
be running.
deserve it.
There
Because you
you
feel
go.
like you don't deserve it.
There you go.
You feel
There
like
you
you don't
go.
deserve it. That's
Exactly.
why. And
Question.
that's
And then
sad.
I got some content I wanna jump into after this.
Go
Get
ahead.
some reactions. When you said I've heard this, I've heard women say that they don't like being seen, which to me is I don't get it. I don't
Can you
get
give
it.
me a story time example? I don't.
So I have this woman who I know who like, I consider them mostly to be cowards. This woman is no different. And they're just like, yeah, I don't like being seen. Like I don't want to be I don't want the spotlight on me. I don't want to be seen. I kind of just want to play in the background. I don't want too much attention. I do want appreciation for the thing that I did or the part that I played on the team or getting the outcome. But outside of that, like I don't really want to be seen. I don't understand. I
Okay.
have my assumptions as to why someone would want to not be seen, but I don't get it. I do not
I
get it.
get it. I get it. I get it. Okay, I get it. So we talked about this at brunch. Why is it? And we'll example. And we talked about this. Why is it you get all the attention from the man that you don't want, and the men that you do want the attention from are afraid to approach? This is where I don't want to be seen comes in, because it feels like harassment.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be approached by something that you're not interested in. And
Mm-hmm.
then I've had this personal experience before, and lots of women have this, especially going along with the comment, I don't want to be seen. If a man approaches and pays a compliment, I'll be like, oh, well, thank you for the compliment. Well, can I get your number? Well, no, thank you. I appreciate the compliment, but no, thank you. And
Mm-hmm.
then the nigga be like, but I mean, come on though, don't you want? Oh, you got a man or something? You want man? You know man? And they just continue and continue and continue, and then you don't. You're trying to do it the nice way.
Mm-hmm. You're trying
You're
to be
trying to
polite.
be polite, and then you be like, damn, damn nigga, I said no. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh bitch, I don't want your fuck ass number
This
anyway.
went
How?
out. This went
And
off
it's like,
track real quick.
oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is to me, when a woman she's probably having experiences like that, where it's like, damn, I don't even want to look good no more. I don't want to be seen, because it's going to bring on these unpleasant experiences. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't want the attention to be on me. And probably uh, um she may have also had experiences where a man did approach her that she wanted, but the shit didn't work out, but she
Mm-hmm.
got that man because she was seen. So
Mm-hmm.
she's saying this because she's relating to unpleasant experiences in her life. That's the short story.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. I just assumed it had something to do with shame. Like, cause I'm amazing. Yeah, nigga, I do the
I
world
would
a
throw that in
favor.
there too. I would throw that in there too, because there may
Okay.
also, I agree with you, there may be some shame in that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Okay, so I'm gonna go with the vibe. There could be women feeling shame because other women, like you said, other women may have attacked her for looking a certain way and getting the attention of men that they are unable to get.
I
Oops.
believe that. I
And I
believe that.
oop. So if I'm, it's coming from not just men or just women, but humans in general are bringing
Mm-hmm.
me these unpleasant experiences. Like I,
Mm-hmm.
I can see how, women, that's just like a woman. My one of my ex best friends. Beautiful. I talked about her today. Beautiful model, beautiful body, super smart. But soon as a man see her, he wants to fuck her and doesn't want to have anything else to do with her. This has been her experiences with men, regardless of what she does. So she hates being beautiful. So sometimes she will, no makeup, hair on, baseball cap, big bulky clothes, everything to try to draw attention away from herself. And it's like, my God, my love, I do understand, because sometimes you just don't feel, but you're hiding yourself. And my heart goes out to those people, but it's probably the same way with some men too. Women now, especially nowadays, they're so aggressive. We walk up to y'all, grab your dicks and your ass and grab on you and don't check for no wedding rings or nothing. Just
most men would appreciate that. Most men would appreciate that. I promise, just not enough of it. It's not enough of it.
I did that in the club in my 20s.
Shit,
This guy,
these niggas love you.
this dude walked up to me and I was like, "Hey, can I have your number?" And he was like, "What you gonna do for me?" And I said, "Well, it depends on what, I want to go out with you." And he was like, "Man, I'm trying to fuck." And I said, I immediately switched gears. I said, and then he grabbed me and grabbed my non-existent ass and pressed my little 97-pound body up against his. And he said, "What you gonna do?" And I said, "Well, what you working with?"
Yeah, it could all be.
And he stepped back and I grabbed his dick. So he grabbed my pussy. So I grabbed his dick some more and he grabbed my pussy some more. This is in the club. And I'm like, okay, you working with something, so what's up? You know what I'm saying? And I said, just know after I fuck you, you better make it good, because it's gonna be the first and the last time that we fuck. And I know my pussy good. He said, "Well, I know my dick good. Use boomerang. You know why? Because you're gonna want to come back." Okay, cool. And we had that little whole conversation and nothing happened. I don't know where the nigga was at the end of the night. He didn't.
Oh my God. What a terrible ending. I was waiting. Okay. Thank you for telling the story.
Too.
Let's get into some of this content.
He had some meat.
Look, I'm gonna just throw this on there. Everything works easier when the woman does the pursuing. Everything just works itself out easy. It's just easier for everybody involved. So
stop being afraid of us when we're being nice to you.
Again, these men don't
use your discernment. Use your discernment.
They don't get enough of it to know. They don't get enough of it to know. They be like, why is she like? You just gotta have enough experiences.
Ooh, pop the balloon. Let's go.
Yes, pop the balloon. Pop the balloon. All right, let's get into this.
All right. Oh, can't hear it.
You said you can't hear it?
Nope.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure the volume up. You still can't hear it?
Did you hit the play? Hit the play first. Nah.
You still can't hear it?
Nah.
Okay, so let me do this. Let me remove it. And then let me share it again. Here, let me get rid of this. Stop.
I'm gonna have to pull this up to my face because I think I've seen this one. If this is dude, I think it is. Oh, bruh.
Screen sharing. Some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox. All right. Share screen. Also share audio. Okay. So we should be able to hear it. Let me start it.
Okay.
I like him. He's swaggy, attractive. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And is Karnika someone that's your type?
Yes, it's pretty.
Do you drink alcohol and do you have a passport? Currently on probation? No.
Probation?
Yeah, I'm just asking. Just trying to get it out the way.
Nah, I ain't on probation. Yes, I have a passport and I drink alcohol. We just,
So no criminal record? I'm just asking.
Oh.
Okay.
He seems clean, okay? Clean, straight. She asked a lot of questions. Do you have any for her?
I could ask you questions, but we'll talk about it later.
I don't want to be embarrassed, so if you're gonna pop on me right now.
No, I'm not.
No, he said
Okay.
he'll ask you later. That's a good thing.
I was scared. I was scared.
Okay, come up here. Come on. Okay, you stand on this side of me. All right, let me ask my final question. Is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her? We got a match.
All right. So my question for you is, what did you notice?
The girl that was hating like a motherfucker.
That's what you noticed? Interesting. The light skinned one?
Did you see her face?
I'm not.
That
I
was the
did.
first part of the video.
I did. I'm not gonna lie, but I was just thinking,
I
yeah, that
was
bitch.
like,
I was like, that bitch fine.
she was
That's the
salty.
only. That's the only thing that crossed my mind was she looked good. That was it.
No, she was salty, but the actual young lady that he was talking to, she was lit. She would have gave him the pussy right then. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like she so just like a dude would be like, shit, I hit that. Women do that too. And I
Mm-hmm.
definitely got that energy from her, but because she kind of likes him and that she also felt nervous, she probably won't give it to him right away because she wants him to see the value in her. And that happens most times and this is why sometimes people will say nice men finish last. It's not because we don't want to give you the pussy, it's because we see something more in you.
Mm-hmm.
That
I can get
for
more out
me.
of him. This is husband material, so I got to make him wait. That's
I
terrible.
might still give it to you, but I want to see if there's more there. Because trust me, I'm gonna test run that thing before I marry it. I promise
Okay.
you. Because baby, if the dick is trash,
Mm-hmm. You sound just like a man. Okay, so you noticed
people I'm
the
used
girl
to
was
getting
hating.
okay, hold up before we go there. Because
Mm-hmm.
I've heard this several times, and every time
Mm-hmm.
I ask somebody, they give me a different answers, which are similar. But I think that is it's a conundrum. What makes you say that?
You know what? I take that back. It's not. It's not. You sound like a man. You sound like an aggressor. You sound like a pursuer, which you should be, which is good. I'm just not used to hearing that from women, but I love it. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. I just don't know. I don't. I mean, that's all I got. I ain't got nothing else.
He said that's
I ain't
all I
got no
got.
other to say.
And I say that because I've had men to say that, and it's like this whole perception. I mean, you and I can have a whole separate topic on just that of women being what could be masculine presenting. So to
Mm-hmm.
me, if masculine presenting means knowing what I want and I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying I want you, why is it a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just it can be off-putting if you're not used to it. I would look.
And it
Me
can be
personally.
off-putting if they're also not as assertive or aggressive, because the men that have been good lovers in my life, they know how to
Mhm.
temper that with a
Yes,
look.
yes. What do you mean?
And I turn into this. Remember at the end of the video, I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
there's the candy. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
go.
Mm-hmm.
But before
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, because I feel like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's a man's presence
Yeah.
can bring that and pull that out of a woman naturally.
The what can pull what out?
That desire in that position, just like I did, just like the night of video, I was like, ooh, my
Mm-hmm.
candy's here. I gotta go. You
Mm-hmm.
know, sometimes we call it as women turning into a little girl. It
Mm-hmm.
sounds perverse to men, but
No, I
men
like it. I
wanting,
like it. It makes
but
you
men,
laugh
men,
giggly light
right,
without having to think too much.
but men be wanting to be called daddy to me is perverse. So it's the same thing. It's like, oh girl, he made me feel like a little girl. So in
Mm-hmm.
our conversation with women, if a man do that, oh, he in
Mm-hmm.
that thing. He
Yes.
in that thing. Because what you're getting with the little girl is you're getting the innocence, you're
Mm-hmm.
getting the willingness,
Yes.
the you're getting the desire that I want to please you. You're
Mm-hmm.
getting all of this without putting in any extra effort.
Yes. Yes.
And then you fuck it up or do something, and then she goes right back into that mode.
Well, here's the thing.
Masculine presenting.
You're realizing what you need to realize though is that you said you're getting all this without having to put in any extra effort. He put in the effort before you met him. You just didn't see it. It was a whole
what the effort is? You know what the effort is? He looked at me and smiled, and I smiled back. That right there.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Remember we talked about that. This is the woman thing. I'm putting you on free game. Free game. Free game. If you look at a woman and you smile at her and she smile at you, you're already in that thing. What comes out your mouth and what you do next is gonna fuck the whole thing up.
Yes. What I'm saying is that only works if you already like that nigga. Because if a bum smiled at you under a bridge, you got to put more effort in than that.
I'm talking about somebody you attracted to. Don't do me like that.
No.
Don't do me like that.
No. What I'm saying is you gotta speak that part. You gotta say that part. Because I know that these people watching don't know that.
Okay, so if it's a woman, and just like Pop the Balloon, what we just witnessed, you seen her. She. If you look at the man that came up before that, and she popped on that nigga, you'll see a completely different energy. But when you see this, she was like, "Oh, well, if you're gonna pop my balloon," she went into little girl mode. If you run that back, can you run it back? Run it back to that last little part.
You know what? So now I actually, my question was, what did you see, right? And now I saw that same thing. What I saw though was fear. I saw fear. She was like, first off, she said, "Are you on probation?" Baby, that tells me the type of niggas you fucking with already. If that's the first question out your mind.
And the good thing is that she doesn't want to make that mistake again.
Okay, sure. Sure. Okay.
I'm not gonna fault that sister for that. Been there.
And then she said, "Pop on me right now if you're gonna pop on me." What she was doing was trying to save face, because she's like, I like this guy a lot and I'm trying to not be embarrassed. And my point here, the whole reason I want to show this is to prove to men that when a woman is afraid, she tries to take control. She was trying to take control of the situation. Hey, just go ahead and pop on me now. So I can avoid. So when you got her trying to take control, the best thing you can do is just like, "Oh, baby, come on, I got you. Calm down. Yeah, I got you."
I agree.
I love the little girl mode. Me personally, if she not acting all giggity and all that around me, she don't like me enough, and I ain't no need for me to do nothing else.
It's a turn on. My at number 4, that's my favorite to pick on. Number 4 loves it. He be like, "Don't do that little girl shit." Now that, okay, now going back to what I said, I'm not recanting, but there's certain times if I do want to get something out of him that I know he's probably willing to give, but it's gonna take a little nudge. I turn that little girl on and I will get it.
And here's the thing, as you should. That's your nigga. You are with him so that you can get things from him, and he is with you so he can get things from you.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
And I think what every man wants, even if he's not said it, he's not written it out on paper just like this, is he wants the beautifulest, the most baddest, the most elegant, the most feminine woman he can possibly have, that wants the world from him, that he kind of has to fight every day not to give it to her.
Yes.
Because it would ruin her if he gives it to her. But he wants or at least me, I'm gonna speak for myself, I want the tension. I want that. And I will still want to be like, "Go sit your ass down." That's yes. What anyway.
Okay, here's a question that I wrote when I took my notes, right? It's a question I want to ask you. Do you believe women are amplifiers for men?
Yes.
We agree. Okay.
But they amplify the bullshit too, though.
We couldn't just leave it there.
No, they're because you're talking about amplifiers for men, as if they always amplify positive.
Okay.
Things. No.
But I meant on a good side, but I can't see where you're coming from.
I'm saying totally.
Amplification is amplification.
Yes.
I got you. Okay. I'm cool with that. I'm just gonna let that roll. I was talking about, and the reason why I say that is because male ex-best friend, he he would say something.
Wait, what happened?
You
Why
know,
y'all not friends no more? Y'all was fucking and didn't like each other? You ain't gotta answer that. Go ahead. Just keep going with your story.
I feel like you want the truth? I feel like he became a coward and he got afraid. And he left.
Due to emotions, what? Afraid of falling in love and wanting more?
Yes.
Yeah, people do that.
Okay. Here, story time. This is why a lot of women don't like helping to amplify a man's life that they're not in a marriage with, okay, or a long-term relationship with. When I first met him, we were great friends, all that. I was like, you need to get your passport. You need to do this. You need to invest in this. Now, I will say he did also pour into me. Okay. Mm-hmm. He did also pour into me. He gets his passport. First thing, we went on a vacation let me say this man had never been on vacation, like a real vacation. I finally convinced him, and one day out of the blue, he's like, let's go on a cruise. I'm like, damn. I've never seen my male friend as you just my male friend. Mm-hmm. We went on the cruise, shit changed. Okay. Mm-hmm. Me, I'm like, the cruise is kind of like Vegas. We'll go on Vegas, stay in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So when we came off, he tried to talk to me about it. He was like, well, what do you think about what happened? I said, what happened? What happened? Mm-hmm. Because if you tell me you don't want to have a relationship, okay, if that's what you're telling me, then I'm going to stick to this until you tell me otherwise, because I have been on the other side of the fence where, okay, it's supposed to be a fuck thing, and then I ended up wanting more, and then I ended up making a bad decision, and we ended up not being together anyway. So until you tell me something different, this is the new boundaries I set for myself. Mm-hmm. If you don't tell me you want something more from me, then this is it. I will fuck you. I will have a good time with you. I will still love you as my friend. And when you go back home in your state and I'm home in my state, you still call me and talk to me about the dates you going on and all that. It's not going to bother me because you don't want a relationship with me. Mm-hmm. Fast forward, we do these vacations. He takes a sabbatical. He leaves. Okay, he's gone for months. He comes back. I'm not going to do that to you again. Okay, cool. We hang out again. He leaves again. This time he's gone for a year and a half. Mm-hmm. He comes back. I'm like, bro, I ain't got time for this. He's like, you want to go to Hawaii? I'm like, let's go. Because he knows. He knows I'm weak for a good vacation. Mm-hmm. He knows he's my best friend. He knows how to get me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He knows how to get me and he gets me. Mm-hmm. So we go to Hawaii. Great time. He's like, okay, damn, right? All these things that are happening, he's telling me because of you, and I have gratitude to you, grateful to you, because of you, this, and this happened. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, you too, because of you, this is happening. We're having this great time. We get back from Hawaii. Couple months in, he goes, I'm going on sabbatical. Mm-hmm. We talked the next day, and he tells me some of the passport bros, and for those of y'all that don't know what the passport brothers are, look it up. A lot of women ain't happy with it, but a group of passport bros asked him to go. And he said, what do you think I should do? I said, I think you should go. Mm-hmm. He said, you think I should go? I said, yeah. And I said, well, I mean, had the experience. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he said, well, he told me that when he goes over there and they go over there, they usually rent one big villa. And then, they were talking about going, I think to Thailand. And he was like, yeah. And, they get the women over there, they just be catering to them and cooking for them, massaging them and doing all the, pussy, all, just throw them a couple of, and just all of this, man. Yeah. And he said, when he was talking and he was saying all that, all I could think about was that I want you to go. And so I told him, I said, man, I know. And so he was like, I told my friend that I wanted to bring you. And he was like, man, he was like, man, you don't bring sand to the beach.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
And he was like, well, shit, she might be on these women too. You know what I'm saying? Because she bisexual. And he said, no, for real. I told him, I said, all these things that you're saying that these women are doing that you're paying to go overseas, when I go with her, she does that. And he said, and I just want to tell you that there are Black women out here that do that. And I have one of them as a really good friend. And I was like, oh. He said, so I would want to take you with me. And then the next day, he was like, no, for real, I'm going to go on sabbatical. And I ain't heard from him since then. That's been December last year. So a friend asked me, she said, if he was to come back.
At least he letting you know.
What would you do? Because it's an agreement that we made. It's agreement that we made. If he was to come back, what would you do? I said, it depends on the day of the week. You know what I'm saying? I said, if you just want to talk to me and have nah, man, she's like, what if she say, let's go to Thailand? I'll be like, bitch, when we going? Right? And she said, but what would you do when you get there? And I said, I wouldn't want to fuck him though.
You would be a little girl who wouldn't be able to resist whatever the fuck it is he wants to do. That's what you would really do. And it sounds like two people who are just scared. And here's what people don't understand about relationships.
I'm not scared.
You sound like
I'm not scared. I just don't want to go through abandonment over and over again. If you can't stay,
here's what it is.
Go ahead.
I feel for you, but abandonment and attraction kind of go hand in hand together. I know it sounds fucked up. It's like, if this, first off, this man's still taking up space in your mind, you ain't heard from him since December. Like that's one thing. Two, if you were to see this man every day, you wouldn't appreciate him the way that you appreciate him when you ain't heard from him in 4 months. So this is just part of it. Sound like that's your husband, and you just need to just be like, hey, look.
That's what everyone wants from me, but I don't pursue
Where does he
that.
live?
He's in a whole nother state. He's in the United States in another state.
Also, to me, long distance relationships don't make no sense.
I only want who wants me. But I do appreciate and have gratitude for the experience that we had, because I learned a lot from him. Just like with the other men, I'm not angry at him. I don't hate him. I've learned how to release people in love and in peace. Now, do he itch the inner linings of my asshole sometimes? Yes, but I mean, that's my best friend, So, but I'm not chasing anybody, and I'm not pursuing anybody that it's not mutual.
Here's the thing though. I feel you. It's never mutual though. Like, it's never not mutual. It's never equal. Somebody always likes the other person. It sounds like you like him more than he likes you. That's him. That's the nigga you need to be going after. Or you could just be after the man who likes, because there's only one of two ways. Either he likes you more or you like him more. There is no equal. That's not a real thing. As much as women would love to, he
tells me that he can't be around me because he lacks discipline when he's around me. Every time he's around me, his dick get hard. Every time he gets around me, he starts thinking creatively on how to create things. And these are the conversations that we have. And that's why I say I feel like he's a coward, because if this is true and if this is what happens, then this is a good thing. Like, but I think maybe he also, and I can't get in that man's brain, but I feel like maybe he feels like he is not deserving of a woman such as myself. And I don't say that arrogantly or lightly, but I'm just saying the truth, because you're telling all these things, you're telling me, you're showing me you believe in sacredness of a lot of the things that we've done, the things I've given to you, the things that he's given to me. He does not take even saying the word. Look, I've known this man.
It sounds like he likes you too much, and it scares him.
Yes, that's what I said. And instead of just, I'm never gonna make him uncomfortable. I'm not gonna make him bad for. I'm not going to let him make me feel bad because he chose himself, because I am also choosing myself. I want you to choose yourself. I want you to do what's best for you. Huh?
Do you have his address?
Yeah.
Like, I would go pull up on him.
I don't know.
He gonna reject you?
I don't know what he would do. I'm not going to pursue him.
That's your husband. Okay. Send that nigga, send him an edible arrangement.
He knows where look, I'm gonna tell you what I sent him. I sent him the things that I said I was gonna send him for his birthday in December once he got back from his solo cruise. Okay. I sent those things to him. And then about a month or so ago, I sent him a letter and said, hey, in short, this is how I feel. And this is how I feel about you. And the same thing I'm saying here is what I said in the letter. And I release you in love and peace out. That's it. And and the reason why I ended up doing the letter is because I had left. I hadn't traveled in a while, and from when we went to Hawaii, I hadn't used my suitcase. But when I came back home, I did laundry and I found his headband, because he's a gym rat, and so he is so sexy. But his headband was in there, and I was like, oh man, shit. And I didn't want to throw it away. And he, when at the time when I found it, while we were still communicating, I said, what do you want me to do? He said, just keep it in your suitcase. And then the next time, we go somewhere, you can give it back to me. I said, oh, okay, cool. So I mailed that back to him.
Oh, I'm sure that was hard for you. I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be laughing. I
slapped some jasmine on there and said, I love you. And every time you wear this motherfucker, you going to forget who I am.
Oh my goodness. It sounds like y'all both cowards to me.
I'm not a coward. I don't
pull up on them.
Let me tell you, this is how much of a coward I'm not. The first 2 weeks after we started talking, I said, I see you as my husband. He said, what? I said, I see you as my husband. I said, and this is why I can't talk to you no more, because you don't want to be in a relationship.
Does he have kids?
Yeah, he has kids.
Has he ever been married?
Not little bitty ones.
Has he ever been married? Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, man. I think that people say they won't love. First off, let me put it this way, and you may not see it this way, but it is true. Y'all are in a relationship, or y'all have a relationship.
Oh, well, that's what everybody say, but
y'all have a relationship. What y'all are both afraid of is commitment. And commitment.
I'm not afraid of commitment.
Well, here's the thing: it's easier for you than it is for him. Duh. You ain't got to take care of him.
I've been married 500,000 times. You know what I'm saying?
But you ain't never got to worry about retiring nobody. You ain't got to worry about protecting
retiring somebody. What you mean?
Okay, when y'all go on these trips, do you pay your own way, or does he pay your way?
I just pay for my ticket. He pays for everything else.
It's because wanting is free, giving is expensive. So what I'm saying is commitment, like really, the only thing a woman has to commit to is giving your body to me and nobody else. That's your only real commitment. Do as I say, give me your body.
That's light work for me. That's light work.
Easy. Exactly. And as a man, he also is probably thinking, unless you told him he would have to give up his other options sexually, he also is realizing, okay, I would have to give up my living by myself. I would have to give up my money. I'd have to give up my time. He probably feels like he has a routine already. And like when he's fucking with you, he's getting off his routine. He probably don't. When y'all speak on the phone, is it for hours or is it for minutes?
all day.
All day. Okay. So he probably like, look, I got these business deals.
But he
if I really
controls the
focus,
calls. He controls the calls, and I allow him to control the calls. The
it'd be
reason
better if he just didn't talk to you at all. For him, financially speaking, it would be better if it was zero rather than like, because I get it. There are certain women out here, like if they were to call me, we'd be on the phone for hours.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like I said, I allow him to control the calls.
He loses control when fucking with you.
I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna listen to you, and I want to say this.
Mm-hmm.
That man calls me, and I don't keep him on the phone.
You don't have to try to.
He incites conversations, and we talk. Now, me, with what I do, I have the freedom to do what I do. Every now and then I'll be like, hey, I got to get off. And he'd be like, okay, cool, call me back, or I'll call you back. With him, it's the same thing because he is an entrepreneur. But he's the one who set the tone, not me. Sometimes we'll go a couple days and not talk. I don't blow this man's phone up. I don't send him 500,000 texts. We have that understanding. When we go on vacation, I don't check his phone. I don't ask him who he's talking to. I don't give a fuck about his body count. I don't care what he's doing. That has nothing to do with me. Now, the only the thing that we do disagree on, right, is, and I stand in my ground, he's standing his. I feel that I want to have a marriage that is just me and him. He says he don't have enough discipline. I'm gonna believe him. Go ahead, do your thing.
Yo, Red, how are you? Thank you for commenting. I appreciate you tuning in. Tina Red is she's amazing. She's from Louisiana. I say all the way. The best women always are. She's a great YouTuber, content creator. Go ahead with your story though. I'm listening. You said the thing y'all disagree on that you like.
The thing we disagree on is that I want to be not just spiritually married, but legally married. And he does not want to be legally married.
That's the problem. That's the issue. That's the issue. That's why you're not with that nigga right now.
And I'm okay with that.
So here's the thing. If you knew you could never see him again, put it this way. Let me take it back. If you knew you could have every outcome that you wanted with him, except marriage on paper, would you take it?
We gotta have marriage on paper.
Why is that?
Because I've witnessed other marriages go through not having that legal document, and it is pure hell. Okay. So
what are you trying to avoid?
Trying to avoid everybody else coming in and making decisions for my husband that I've been with.
Got it.
He even asked me, he said that, right? And I'm like, I did that with husband number 4. We were legally married, and then he also did power of attorney. You know what I learned about power of attorney? It can be revoked without your knowledge.
By who?
By the person that set up the power of attorney.
By the husband. Sure.
Yes. So if I am legally married to you, that power of attorney don't matter.
It sounds like you're scared to trust this man fully without paperwork.
No, it's not that I don't trust him without paperwork. It's the other people that are involved.
Do you trust him to keep you safe from the other people involved? Yes. So it sounds like you the coward.
I'm going to go with what you said. You know what? We can go with your answer.
Well, because
we can go with your answer. I am not doing anything without a legal license.
Sure. Here's
period. I've seen what happens when the husbands have died and these women do not have this in place, or when he was medically incapacitated in a coma. I've seen women that have been with their men for long times not being able to make decisions, over their spiritual husbands,
Mhm.
right? Especially, like you said, maybe the legal documents weren't in place. But when there is a legal document that is in place, there's no fight. And I know that because I witnessed that with one of my ex-sister-in-laws. She didn't have to go through none of that shit, right? But the
So
other
you would
women
rather
had to
not
go through
have this
all of that.
man. You'd rather not have this man and not have a fight than to have this man for an eternity and potentially have a fight at the end. It sounds like an
I
excuse
said
to
what
keep
I said.
yourself away from him. It sounds like this man
No,
has your heart.
because you know what? I've had 2 spiritual marriages and I've
Mhm.
had 2 legal marriages.
Mhm.
So I've
Which ones were
done
better?
all. What do you mean as far as which ones were better?
Like, what were you saying? Are you saying the spiritual marriages felt better or the legal marriages felt better
Being married felt better.
on paper?
I mean, they both felt equally.
Okay, got it. Here's what I'll say. It again, it sounds like trust issues to me. I think Red hit it, and I think that I don't think you're wrong. I just think it's hard. People say they want to be in love, and they want relationships, and they want marriage. Let's be real. What women don't understand when people are out here saying like, "Oh, I want to date. I'm dating intentionally." They're saying 2 things. They're saying that my intention is to get married. Everybody's dating intentionally. He might be dating with the intention to fuck. Just because you're dating with the intention to get married does not mean that your intentions are better, right? And women don't understand how like how big of an ask it is to say, "Hey, I'm looking for a husband." That's basically saying I'm looking for a nigga to take care of me for a lifetime. Like that's a huge ask. I'm looking for a nigga to pay my bills, to blow my back out, to raise my kids, to protect me. Did you know I added up all the things that husbands do? You know how much, like, he's your bodyguard, he's your financier, he's all these things. This shit comes out to $430,000 a year. You want a nigga to just out of love commit $430,000 worth of shit to you for a life? That's a big ask. That's a very, very big, especially on date 1. You're letting him know, like, hey, I'm looking for a nigga to commit $430,000 worth of value to me. That's a lot. That's a lot. So it's scary from the man's perspective, from that perspective, and then it's scary from your perspective because you gotta trust that shit is gonna go well. And I will tell you that piece of paper don't guarantee none of that. It don't guarantee none of that. I've personally seen men who are married to women who are like, look, bitch, we're married now. Look, take half of everything and don't you ever talk to me again. So let's ask that question. Would you rather, if you had 2 options, obviously I don't like A or B, but I'm curious to see what you would say. And don't lie, be honest. If you had option A, which is y'all get married, and you know it goes however long ago. Let's say y'all get married and y'all stay married for 10 years, and at the end of those 10 years, you know it's going to end with him saying, "You know what? Here, you have everything. Don't ever talk to me again. We're divorced. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm going on sabbatical for the rest of your life." Or would you
I think I'm
rather?
traumatized by the word sabbatical. Go ahead. I ain't even gonna hold you. Next nigga be like, "Baby, let's go on sabbatical." I'll be like, "Are you going on sabbatical? Or are we going on?" I'm working on that. Go ahead.
Sabbatical is actually what the word he's real low. He's low key. I don't even know if I want to use the word abandoning because that's a strong word. But he's really abandoning you.
He is. That's why I just told you. And guess where he got the word sabbatical from?
Where?
Me. You can't use my shit on me.
Okay, let's look at the definition of sabbatical. Let's look at what it actually is.
And what it's supposed to be?
Of relating to a sabbatical year, break or change from normal routine.
Correct.
So it's supposed to be from employment. It's like I'm taking 12 months off of work. So basically maybe he sounds like he's saying your work and he's tired of having to work. But I don't think I think y'all are both using the wrong word. I don't think it's sabbatical. I think he likes you too much and he just doesn't know how to deal with how much he likes you.
Yes.
And you're not making no easier talking about I want to be married. You doing too much. You doing too much.
He told me whatever you believe in, stand your ground. I said, okay, cool. So don't get mad at me when I stand my ground on what I believe. You remember? So hey, and I'm sure you've seen, you know, the tonight's conversation clips.
Them niggas
You know
is
what
weak.
those?
Yeah.
Okay, you know the woman in there. Her name is Kitty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait, that is it Kitty something
Not
Rose?
Keita Rose. Not Keita Rose.
Who,
Kitty.
let me
That's
Google this.
the dark complected young lady,
Oh
and
yeah,
she's the
she's
one
a
that's
problem.
married.
I
Yeah.
love Kitty. I love Kitty. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do. You like Keita Rose?
Next subject.
You like Keita Rose?
But Kitty, of course I do.
Oh my God. That's she. Go ahead.
But you know, I love Keita. I love Keita Rose. I sometimes I have to jump off of the roller coaster with her, and sometimes I get back on. It depends on where she's at in her life. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's things that Kitty, but I just anyway. But what I will say is, he said that there was one particular clip that he watched that Kitty said, and he was like, "This is what I admired." I already know what you're gonna say. I feel like, but I'm just let me finish what I'm saying.
I ain't said nothing.
Let me finish. Like Kanye said, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk, but let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Kitty said that when she wanted her husband, she told him to shit or get off the pot, and she stood her ground and walked away.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and I feel like if you're gonna stand your ground, then stand your ground and get what you want.
Cause nigga, it ain't about to be me. That's what he's saying. That's what I'm hearing him say. That's what I'm hearing. It sounds like it. So here's what I do.
Okay, so I mean, but this is not anything this man didn't know about me 2 weeks in from us having conversations.
Sure. And
He
I'm
knew
not saying
this. So
I'm not
it's
saying you're
not.
asking
So
for
don't
too
fault
much.
me because I don't want to chase you. And he is. And don't get me wrong. He is a very handsome man. He's what most would consider to be a high value man, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck what you label it. I'm not chasing you. If I don't want you, I'm gonna fucking let you know that I like you. I'm gonna let you know how I see you, what the potential is of what I see you. And if you don't like it, we're gonna cut this shit off now. But he continued to pursue me. And granted, I do understand sometimes men don't necessarily want you, but they want to see if they can get you. So I do understand that concept sometimes too. But if I'm giving myself to you, I promise you I want to. I promise you I want to. You're not going to hurt my feelings by saying, Tina, I just want to take you on vacations and fuck you. Okay, cool. I might be down with it. But then if you say that's all you want to do and that's not what I'm looking for, then I'm going to say, you know what? That do sound exciting, but I don't want to do that. You know.
Okay. I think that you're saying your words are I want to be a wife, but I think
I am a wife.
Okay. But your actions are saying I'm a fun girl. And I think there's conflict there. And
I am a fun girl that is a wife. Don't you want your wife to be fun? Yeah, I'm saying as a man, don't you want your wife to be fun? Wives are not supposed to be boring.
Ideally, but I would settle for a woman who's not fun, but who follows all my instructions and made my life easier.
I can be fun and follow instructions. And I did that. And when we came back from Hawaii and that happened, he didn't know what to do with that. It's like
Wait, he approached you about a relationship, right? He said that he wanted more?
He never approached me about a relationship.
No. You said that he said
he told me about the clip. He told me about the clip with Kitty. And I was like, okay. Okay.
So it's just paper standing in between y'all. Paper in two different states is what I'm hearing you say.
The state ain't the problem. If he's my husband, I would go. That's not the problem.
It's the paper.
The first problem, before we even get to the paper, the first problem is you have to want me.
Okay. I mean, straight up. Yeah, I mean, but again, if he's flying you out or you're flying yourself out, if he's paying for everything else and hanging out with you so often throughout the year, he likes you to a degree.
But you don't like me enough to make me your wife, so
you asking too much.
Stay over there.
You asking? I mean, no, you're not asking.
But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with us hanging out and going on vacation. I'm okay with you being my best friend. I'm okay with you calling me, telling me you went out with this woman, that woman, that woman. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with all that. I'm not a jealous type of woman, right? So I have no problem with that. I never give this man grief over any of that.
Besides not marrying you.
I don't even give him grief about that. The only time a conversation of marriage comes up is if he brings it up.
Okay. So what do you want from this man?
I don't want anything, right? He's gone. How can I want something from somebody that's gone?
I'm not asking is he here or is he not? If that man was in front of you right here, right now, what would you say?
Nigga, why you leave?
So it sounds like you want connection.
Why are you back? What do you want?
I get it. You feel like a little girl when you're with him and you're chaotic and you just don't know how to act. And he probably feels the same way with you a little bit. He does
because I allow his inner little boy to come out. He probably wouldn't appreciate me saying that, but since y'all don't know who the fuck he is, it doesn't matter. But I do. I nurture that side. I pour into him. I do all of these things. I have grown with this man as my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many things that he's poured into me and I poured into him. That's why I'm never going to take that away from him. I feel like if they said, of all the men that you've been married to and in a relationship with, which one do you feel like you're more equally yoked with? It would be husband number 4 if I had to pick him, right? Other than he couldn't keep his dick in his pants, but otherwise. But if you ask me which man chose to grow with me, it would be my best friend. But he got abandonment issues.
You always wanted, but just couldn't get.
Facts.
Okay, look, I appreciate you being honest. I'm gonna leave that right there. We're not even gonna dig into that no more. We got one more thing to respond to, react to.
Okay.
But you know what though? Here's what I will say.
I told you I don't mind being vulnerable and open and honest, and more women need to do that and quit shooting the shit. Nah, that nigga ain't shit. Cause I could have been like, that nigga ain't shit. That nigga left. No. I mean, am I disappointed? Yeah, I'm disappointed. Am I still living my life? Am I still moving forward and going on? Yes. I can't live in a state of what if he, no. Because guess what? If he wants me, he's got my address, he's got my phone number, he knows how to come and get me, because I stopped chasing men a long time ago.
Okay. Well, here's what I will say. I hope that other women get to experience the best guy they can do. You at least got to experience him, whether it's for so many. And
I'm grateful for that.
There you go. Because I think a lot of these women are out here settling for man. They settle for this man and they settle for that man. They never have the balls to go for the one that they actually want.
He has shown me, much like the other men in my life, what qualities and values I want in a man. I have gratitude for that.
I love it. All right, we got two. It's two videos, but they're a continuation of one another.
Okay.
So this guy, hold on, I just read it to 251. This video is of a guy who is basically leaving his wife, it looks like. Okay, let's share. Okay. And I'm gonna ask you, what do you see? What do you notice? Okay. This one. So this is part 1.
Okay.
Really? Seriously? Why are you sleeping in the car?
Voice.
Why are you sleeping in the car?
I need some rest.
So why wouldn't you come inside?
Because I can't rest in here.
Is your life that terrible that you need to be in the car? Is your life like that difficult? Why don't you come inside? For an hour you've been out here? You've been out here for an hour?
It looks like it. I just need to rest.
Do you want me to bring you something?
Peace and quiet.
Come inside, baby.
No.
Come on.
No, just close the door, please.
You can't even grant him that.
Well, I'm gonna come and sit next to you.
That's not peace and quiet. He said no. Poor guy.
Did you just lock the door? Open the door.
It's not funny.
Open the
But
door.
it kind of is.
I'm sitting
Okay.
here.
All right, so that's the first half. Let me get to the other half. That is fucking hilarious.
I just want to say before you play the second one, I feel attacked. Continue. God damn, it's like I'm watching myself. Go ahead. Damn, I was hurt in 2017. Oh my God.
Hold on, I gotta hold on, I gotta zoom out. Here we go.
You need to leave.
You hear that?
I need you.
You couldn't hear anything, right?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, I
He
couldn't
said
hear
you
anything.
need to leave.
Okay, hold on. I couldn't hear anything that time. Let me
Okay.
check.
After holidays and then prolonging this whole
Oh, I
process.
see.
So you're gonna ruin
Uh,
the holidays for everyone.
let's restart it. Let me-
Now I can't hear it. I could hear it before and now I can't.
All right, let me one more time.
Mhm.
Boom.
You need to leave. I need you gone. Like, you gotta go.
Can we revisit this after the holidays?
No. Today, we not doing that after holidays and then prolonging this whole process.
So
No.
you're gonna ruin the holidays for everyone, for the kids, for
The
my
holidays
family.
wasn't on your mind when you did what you did. Hey, we're not doing this. This is cyclical. This is a cycle with you,
Okay, but what? Okay, so your birthday, I was planning something real big.
That's
And
fine.
now,
That's my birthday. I
can
don't
we
need anything.
She said, I just need to buy time for your birthday. He said, bitch, let's keep going.
Oh my God, I feel attacked. I'm listening.
No, that's 7-8 months out. No.
So there is no reconciliation right now.
No. There's always a reconciliation. There's always a reclamation. There's always a recycle. We're not. No, you gotta go.
Are you really doing this right now?
Are you doing that right now on the camera?
I've been trying. I've done everything that you asked me to do.
You're being real studio right now. You gotta go.
Woke me up for what? Woke me up for what?
Hey, let me start because I know I'm sure you're finna go in the soapbox. Look, I am a fan of getting the bitch out of there. You got to go. She's like, I did everything you asked. No, you didn't. No, you did. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. I had to ask you 8, 9, 10, 22 times. And now that I'm saying you need to go, you want to reconcile and talk. Bitch, if you don't shut up, go ahead, Tina. What did you see? What did you notice?
I feel attacked in both videos. In the last segment, you said, what if a guy said for a date, he want to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, boyfriend number 3, story time. Boyfriend number 3, also entrepreneurs. Love me some entrepreneurs. He has to wake up very early in the morning, like to be out the door by like 5 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So when this man, and then he works, pretty much all day. So when he comes in, he wants to go sleep. And so there was, this one time that he just I was like, where's this nigga at? He didn't come home. I done accused him of cheating and doing all this other kind of stuff. Nigga was asleep in the car, right? Something, my intuition was like, go outside. I went outside and I did what she did. I'm like, nigga, why are you sleeping on the... I'm tapping on the window. Why are you sleeping? Man, I'm asleep. I'm fine. I'm like, no, come in the house. Why aren't you coming in the house? Just come in the
Mm-hmm.
house. I don't want to come in the house. This nigga slept in the car the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Came
Mm-hmm.
in, took a shower, went to work.
Mm.
I was heated. I was heated, right? And then so that I took him lunch. I took him lunch and I
You
was
want to eat your
like,
lunch?
let's talk. I was like, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Not conversation. Let's talk.
What's the difference?
Talk, I'm giving you information.
Mm-hmm.
Conversation, we're exchanging information.
Okay, talking, I'm about to tell you how I feel.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sure that's what he wanted. Okay, go ahead. I can't wait to see how this story ended.
I don't understand why you sleeping outside. You need to start coming in the house. He said, and that's why I slept in the car. I'm going back to work. Thank you for my lunch.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
This would happen periodically, and then I found myself going out into the parking lot, right? That. So yeah, that yeah. Um, the other one, the leaving part, ex-husband number 4 wanted me to leave. I was like, you done picked another bitch and you want to bring her in this house that I helped you build? No. I stayed in that motherfucker for a year and a half. You got me fucked up. This bitch is not coming in here no time soon. Stay over there with her ass in that little bitty apartment that she got. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all they did was give me time to work on myself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was no benefit. What I learned is if a nigga wants you to leave, go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the last husband that I was with, um, told me to get the fuck out. I said, I just need 2 months. He said, no, I want you to leave today. And I said, well, I can't leave today, sir. I gotta find a place to live first. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then I said, give me till June 1st. And this was like the first part of April. And he did this on April 1st, April Fool's Day. So I thought he was playing. You know what I'm saying? So
You don't really want me gone.
you don't, nigga, you don't really want me, God. You love this toxic shit, which he
Mm-hmm.
does. Some men love the toxic shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you how toxic I was. I was so toxic that I wasn't doing the toxic shit. That's why the nigga wanted me gone. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
blowing up his phone. Each relationship, each marriage teaches you something different, right? I got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna trust my man. I'm just gonna trust you. And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, what is this? You don't even call me to try to see. You don't try to drive by my job or nothing.
Oh
You don't do
Lord.
none of this
This is
stuff.
ridiculous. This is so fucking ridiculous.
And I was like, because I trust you. Like,
Mm-hmm. And he
I'm,
not used to being
I'm,
trusted.
I'm gonna go to the club with my boys. I said, well, have a good time. Here, wear this one. This is my favorite. So when you come home, you still smell good. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't call me to see if I was coming home or nothing. It's late. Nigga, are you
Mm-hmm.
coming home? Yeah, okay, well, you know, when you start showing a man that you trust him, it's scary for him. So now he started accusing me of cheating and
No, no,
shit.
no, no,
So
no.
now I
It's
got to get the fuck
scary
out.
for the type of man you chose. It's
I
scary
mean,
when the
that's
type of man you chose.
fine.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fine. I'll agree with you. That's fine. And so you telling me to get the fuck out. So I got out a couple days before June 1st. And then he like, well, where are you going? You just told me to get the fuck out. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really mean it.
Oh
Nick,
Lord. Okay,
go.
so going back to this guy, going back to this video right here. Do you understand why that man was sleeping in that car?
Yes, because he felt like he couldn't get any peace because he was being nagged.
Mm. Okay. All right. Well, it seems like you learned your lesson.
I'm telling you, this is, I'm telling you, this is what being in several marriages and long-term relationships, when people, humans, when you come out of a relationship, this is how you should, not, sorry. It will behoove you to speak valiantly
Mm-hmm.
about what you learned. not about what the other person did to you. Right?
These people ain't learning nothing. I'm gonna say that for the man and the woman. They're not learning
Right.
anything. They're just
And
making the
this
same
is,
mistake over and over again.
yes. And because at some point, and I think I said this in the last video or the one before this, and I'm gonna challenge you. Do a timeline of every relationship you ever been in or marriage that did not work. Do a timeline like we used to do in history class. Do a timeline, right? Oh, you was with him from 88 to 92 or whatever, right? Look at the time periods and then be honest with yourself and say, all these people that don't know each other, well, some of them two of the guys, they did know each other but I digress. The people that don't know each other, ask yourself, what do they all have in common? What is it that they all said about you?
Because all these motherfuckers ain't lying. They all had the same experience with you.
And granted, look at your decision making. Each person that you picked, every man I picked cheated on me. Well, Tina, you should have picked ones that had integrity, ones that had discipline. Someone had the values that you had, but you just saw the dick was so good, you couldn't turn away. So look at those things and work on yourself. Does it mean the next person you choose is going to be perfect? No, you may make the mistake again, but don't go out here giving up on love. Don't go out here giving up on people just because you made the wrong choice. When somebody tells me I don't trust other people, it's a flag for me. And the reason why it's a flag is because it's not that you're not trusting the other person. It's like you're not trusting yourself to make the right decision to pick the right person. And if you don't know, shut the fuck up, pause, and marinate. During our discussions, right? You see me do that. I practice it. Maybe not always 10-20%. I don't. But 90 to 80% of the time, you see me, you say something, what do? I shut the fuck up. And this girl said this a long time ago when I was with ex-husband number 4. She said, you know what your problem is? You need to shut the fuck up and listen to your husband. I said, bitch, you don't know what he did to me. You do not know what this nigga did to me. Part of her was right. Part of her was right. When you shut the fuck up, you can observe. That's what she should have said. You can when you shut the fuck up, you can observe and see what he's doing, what he's saying, and then you can make the choice that is right for you. Because I promise you, he gonna make the choice that's right for him. And then you can't get mad at him for choosing what's right for him and not including you when you saw it. But you can't see it because your mouth is dap, 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 dap. So I just started shutting the fuck up. And if I don't like it, I just, okay. And then I walk away. I don't stay there and listen to that. Silence is rare with women. Now, why I see that one? Okay, I see any other comment but that one, right?
No, there's been
but that's
comments on
true
the whole
though.
time. It is true.
Well, you know why? Because I'm holding the phone up close, but it was way back there, and I couldn't see. But I did say that, and I do agree. I think if I could go back in time to my 20-year-old self, I would say, girl, shut the fuck up and just listen to what these niggas are saying. And if they're not saying what you like, walk away.
The other question would also be though, like, why would you marry a man and then not be open to listening and doing what he says? Like, I'm assuming you married him because you believe he has your best interest at heart. So why fight his best interest for you?
Because I want him to be who I want him to be.
You want control. Interesting.
I want to control him, and I want him to be who I want him to be. That is what we were taught as women, that, yeah, the man may be the head, but we are the neck. And without the neck, you cannot turn. So,
translation, women were taught that they're more important than what they really are. That's what it was. You know that video
they're more
in...
Which
remember
one?
that video you sent me with the young men at the gas station and the
Yes.
That video is a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit.
It is not.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
You know what?
Did you send it to me on Facebook?
I think it was Instagram.
It was Instagram. Here, let me pull it up because it's a
I don't
bunch
think it
of
was
bullshit.
Instagram. I
It's
don't
a
think it's a
bunch
bunch
of
of bullshit. I think it's the same thing that they do with women. You got to cook for your man. You got to clean for your man. You got to for your man.
these women are
And
not being
these
taught that.
men
They're not being
and
taught that.
this man is teaching young men how to serve their future wives or women. I think that
Can you
at
find me a
least
video? Can you find me a video of a woman of a bunch of little girls being
mhm,
taught how to treat a man?
I don't know, let me get back to you.
I've never seen it with my eyes. I've never seen that.
I can't say that I have. So I would have to look, but our phones are nosy, so I'm sure if there's one out there, it'll send it.
Please, because I'm gonna save this one till next week. I'm gonna save
Okay.
it till next week because young boys have been taught for a lifetime. I had my son come to me. This is like over a year, 2 years ago. He was like, they were on some kind of field trip, and he was like, they said the boys need to step aside and let the girls on the bus first, and the girls get to get off first. He was like, why is that? Like, Dad, why do the women get preferential treatment? Now, my answer at the time, which I would probably have a different answer today, was because women are the smaller, weaker of the species. Okay, if we were to trample over them and just push them aside, what would that look like? It'd be chaos. It'd be madness.
Yeah.
So we let these
Yeah.
little weak ass women, you know what I'm saying, go on first. But today, now that I'm thinking, after I see this video, it's because, especially in the Black community, we are taught that women are superior. And if they are superior, then that makes us inferior. So to me, what did he say in this video? He said, pump the gas, keep her in the car, look around, check for your surroundings.
Correct.
No, get her ass out. She can pump the gas. We don't need to check the surroundings because we're not in dangerous areas. How about you protect yourself by just not going to dangerous areas? Get her ass out the car and have her participate on the goddamn trip. So that's what I'm saying. Like she's not superior. If anything,
I think it falls in line with protection and not superiority.
But I cannot protect you if you don't listen to what I'm telling you to do.
I don't. I'm just gonna. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. She said, "Shout out to Mama. She didn't teach me that womanist feminist mindset." I can pump my own gas. I can do all these things. I mean, I can do those things. My mother did raise me, much like what was being said. My mother raised me on how to be an independent woman, but I think that is also part of the problem. Oh, ladies, don't eat me up when I'm saying that, but I'm thinking sometimes it is a
It's
part of the
definitely part of the problem.
problem is
Definitely.
because the thing is we become so hyper independent that we don't want to accept it when a man does want to help us. So it's like, I understand the tug of war between a man not wanting to do too much for a woman or a woman not wanting to do too much for a man. This is why I say follow your own fucking blueprint, right? I enjoy it. What I cry over I promise I'm not gonna be long. I cry over the simplest shit. There was a time when I was living in Oklahoma. This was not too long after the divorce. I was by myself. I didn't know anybody in the town. And I had literally just said, God, I just want to have men in my life that see me, acknowledge me, and that can help me when I need help, when I can't see it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a few minutes later, this man was in the truck on the left side of me, and he, rolled down his window and he was honking, and I looked and he was like, like roll the window down. I rolled down the window. I said, hi. He said, oh my gosh, you're beautiful. I said, oh, well, thank you. Because I learned to receive compliments from men. And he said, but I want to tell you on the right side, your front passenger, your tire is low. And it's flat, matter of fact. He said, I think you need to pull over. And I was like, oh, okay. Just happened to be right next to a car dealership. I pulled into the car dealership and pulled into a spot. I turn on the hazard lights. I get out and I go look at the car. And a couple of gentlemen came out and they were like, can I help you? And I said, well, yeah, the gentleman in the truck said I needed to like pull over. And then the gentleman in the truck, he went on about his way. Because I pulled into the dealership and I saw it was flat and I was like, Oh my gosh. I was actually on my way to a job and I was just like, oh my God. And the guy was like, well, we'll help you. And I said, well, I'm really kind of low on money. I don't really have any money right now. He said, it's okay. I said, man, I have insurance. I can call. He goes, nope, we're going to take care of you. He said, don't worry about it. He said, pull the car up right here. And these men went to work.
You owe all them niggas some coochie. All of them in my book. Because those
I
are good men. Here's the crazy
They
part. Women
were,
will
and
be
I
out here.
started crying. Like even now,
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Because they helped you.
it
They had
may
no intention to.
seem like a small thing,
Mm-hmm.
but they were there when I needed them and they didn't even know me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I have been that woman that's been like, because I can change a tire. Don't get me wrong. But it was like, not only did God hear me, but men do see me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they wanted to help me because they were weak. They wanted to
Mm-hmm.
help me because that's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I talk about the essence of a man, I want you to be yourself. This is what I mean. I don't want to force you to do anything. I want you to do what's natural to
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that falls in line with when I say I want a man to protect. That's what I mean. It may seem like a tire change to you, but to
Mm-hmm.
me, it is not that. It is protection.
For sure. So check this
And
out.
it's showing that you care.
For sure. So check this out. Now, had that man said, "Hey, I see you got a flat tire," had you said, "Man, fuck that, fuck what you talking about. I got somewhere to be." You understand
Exactly.
that you were keeping him from being able to protect you in that scenario,
Right.
correct?
But I did
Now,
what? Followed instruction
correct, because it
because
was
I
to your
worked
benefit.
on myself.
Here's the other thing, though. Me personally, I think we got to move past these times. Like I'm not saying don't help a woman who got a flat tire. What I'm saying is, this is gonna sound terrible. What I'm saying is,
It is. But say it anyway.
what I'm saying is, men had. Do you remember the story I told you about the guy who went on so many first dates and spent $47,000 over 10 years trying to find a wife?
Oh, I didn't know about that one, but damn, okay.
I met a guy. He had an Excel spreadsheet tracking all his dates he went on. He went on so many dates over so many years, and it
Mm-hmm.
added up to $47,000 looking for a wife. The nigga's still not married, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I say that to say that there are some women who, whether you say they have good character or bad character or whatever, they will take on a man's protection and provision and expect to give him nothing in return, and they'll take and take and take and take. And so as a guy, at some point you got to be willing to say, yeah, no, I'm not, I'm no longer going to be the kind giving soul that I was. These bitches gonna have to earn something. They're gonna have to. Does that make sense?
I
Because
mean that
you can't
makes sense.
control what she does.
But entitlement is one thing. Gratitude and appreciation is another. I wouldn't want to do anything for someone that felt entitled to me. Oh, you better
Mhm.
cook for me. You better.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what I was saying earlier when my sons will have their little game they play. He getting ready to sit down. You better sit down. I mean, but I'm
Mhm.
already this way. You ain't got to do that.
Mhm. I
You
think
know?
I think that at least on the internet, what it's like in the real world, I don't know. On the internet, there's the internet is showing women who are entitled, and so men are now
Yes.
feeling like, you know what? It used to be the case if a man if a group of men saw a man putting his hands on a woman, that group of men would stand
Would
up and
jump
protect that woman.
in.
Today, that
Yes.
I don't think that's the case anymore. Today, and you know what? It's their fault. It's the woman's fault. I don't know what else to say. It's almost like the social contract of we protect and take care of them, and in return they show us respect. It's been like the respect went away, so
But
the protection went away.
I feel like and I'm going to speak for myself and the women that are like me. we don't think like that, but we're having to pay for those women that do think like that. And guess what? Not only are we getting that from the men, but we get criticized as women. We get criticized for looking like there's probably a woman somewhere out there going, look at this bitch, soft ass bitch crying, man. They supposed to be doing that. I'm sure there are women like that, but me, I genuinely, this is me. I'm not, you know, and I told you before, I said, hey, sometimes I'm probably gonna cry. It is what it is. You know, I'm unapologetic for my tears. They're cleansing, but I'm not that woman. When a man does something for me, I have gratitude and I have appreciation for him. Like, period. I
What they
don't
say?
presume to
They
know
say
everything.
they say one bad apple spoils the bunch.
Man, and some of these bitches is spoiling it for me. And I say
Yeah.
bitches in the
Yes.
angry way because you're being a real bitch. Like,
Yep.
and you're fucking it up for me. And now some men don't want to approach me because they think I'm you.
And so we had Kevin Samuels. He did the best he could. RIP to him. But I think it's gonna take women getting other women in check. Cause a nigga,
And I'm one of them.
I have a friend who says I'm not arguing with no woman. I'm not fucking. I love that. I like it so much. I adopted it because like at the end of the day, I have a homie. He's like, look, it's not
I
my
like
job
that
to
in
save
reverse.
her. Yes, he says it's not my job to save her from her delusion. And I'm like, Chutch, I agree. Let her be stuck in delusion. Let her blame and hate men, and then let her get the results that she gets, and then let the other women see it, and then say, you know what, I don't want to end up like her. I don't want to end up like her. Because I know women who like they get the treatment you're talking about, where like men just love them and want to help them just cause all the time. And then I know other women where niggas don't want to do a goddamn thing for them.
Man.
So it's like, pick who you want to be. You got to pick who you want to be. You know.
And I'm just be your authentic self, because everybody's blueprint is going to be different. And so for the men that are afraid of women like myself because you don't think we're genuine, or you've been burned in the past, if you really feel like you've been burned in the past, or you've done too much and you're a super nice guy, then I'm gonna say take a look at yourself and get some healing, or get this young man AD right here to help you. Because I do feel like men need to work on understanding themselves first, so you know what environment you want to bring that woman into. And it does go in reverse for the women, but I feel like if they need a person to help them with that, then I've never taken your class. I have asked, but I've never taken your class. But if you're going, but I feel like even if I don't understand why you're saying what you say, and what you say is not for me to understand, but I feel like what you are trying to do is empower these men. So if you're trying to empower them, do it, because I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to empower these human beings out here, to help them. So
I
I'm
love
off
it. I
my
love it.
welcome to my TikTok.
It's okay. You said kids and everything. So we finna get out of here. If you are a husband who is looking to reignite your wife's desire, her softness, her bring out that little girl again, as Tina spoke, go to the 30dayfix.net. Okay. Now if you are a wife and you're trying to get your husband to step up and do more and be more and stop being his manager and be his wife again, go to the 30dayfix.net/wife, so I can show you how to get more from your husband by doing less. Okay, because I think y'all are doing too goddamn much. Tina, anything you want to advertise before we jump off of here?
I'm working on getting 1010 Wolf Sanctuary up. Y'all be patient. If you need something or you need a session, because I do coaching sessions, not just for men or women, but human beings. And I also do couples as well. So you can hit me up, wolfsanctuary@gmail.com, and send a request. We can get something set up if you would like.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, till next Sunday, I appreciate y'all for rocking out and tuning in and having some real adult conversations.
Love it.
Devoid of shame and judgment, where men and women can kind of just get to know each other, right? On a human basis. I appreciate y'all. If you want more of that, next Sunday, toe tag, my guy. I'm assuming you're a guy. I appreciate you for tuning in, my guy. We'll talk to y'all next Sunday.
Bye.
Peace.